Amity! What are you doing right now? Why haven't you arrived at the workplace yet? I told you a million times that you couldn't take today off. How dare you disobey my commands? You're in a lot of trouble right now. Come to the office immediately away before I explode. Right now, I'm going to start counting down. You'd best show up in 30 minutes or I'll have to escalate your punishment. If you wish to continue working here, I recommend you listen to my advice and come over right now. Amity! Are you sure? Are you going to ignore me? Do you really care if I cut your pay, you useless jerk? I told you I'd begun the countdown. Why are you disregarding all of these signals? You have no right to disobey your boss. I can't believe you're acting like this right now. Stop being such a conceited jerk and tell me what the hell is going on.
Egan, what's up? What exactly is going on? You've sent me numerous texts seemingly out of nowhere.
You finally respond! It took you far too long. What are you doing right now?
I'm truly sorry. I had no time to check my phone. Is there a problem?
Did you just ask me if there's something wrong? Obviously, something is wrong. Did you disregard my messages? I was wondering why you decided to skip work today.
There's a reason for this. My mom died the night before yesterday. I'm taking some time off to think about it all and plan her burial. I had already informed Lonnie of the situation, and she had granted me permission to take some time off. Did the message fail to reach you?
Did you do it? Nothing has been spoken about it. Stop making excuses and simply show up to work.
I also informed our department's group chat of my absence. If you need proof, the message was sent at 7:55 a.m.
Why should I have to check my phone at this hour? You should have mentioned that earlier.
So, I'm sorry you missed the notification concerning my absence. I won't be able to get to work today anyway. I'm currently not in our office. I should be able to return by the end of next week. I apologize for taking a whole week off, but I will try to make up for it when I return. I want to hold a video meeting with the appropriate personnel at 10 a.m. today to explain which tasks must be taken over while I'm away. This week has a few critical deadlines, so I'll make sure to explain everything in depth.
What do you mean? That will not be doable. I have some extra tasks for you to complete today.
What is the reason for this? I had already checked with Lonnie, and she had requested that I make the video call.
That's not what I'm referring to. I had planned to have you generate some documents for a tech business with whom we have been in discussions. If you take the day off today, it means I'll have to create the documentation. I can't believe you're going to force me to do this.
I'm sorry, but none of my projects involve any technology businesses. Others in the department, I'm sure, are more fit for that position.
Stop babbling! You do what I instruct you to do. You're really starting to irritate me now. How dare you speak back to me in this manner? Where have your manners gone? I've squandered so much of my valuable time texting you. I'm tired of hearing your excuses. Would you please hurry and get to work?
Sorry, but that's simply not doable. As I previously stated, I am currently preoccupied with matters other than my employment. I have to say, goodbye, now. I'll be really busy from now on, so I may be unable to respond.
Wait! We're not done chatting yet. You must not disregard me. I'll make you pay for this.
Good day, Egan. I apologize for missing work for a week. My mother's funeral is concluded, and I am returning to work today. Do you have any idea what this mess on my desk is?
What do you mean? I don't know. Perhaps it was left as a present for you?
My desk has been adorned with a bouquet of black roses. It reminds me of a golf music video. Is this a nasty joke? Why would somebody do something like this?
That's unfortunate. I'm curious who would do anything like that. I doubt it was someone from this office.
Stop attempting to appear innocent. I already knew it was you.
What? Someone has already given it away?
I heard you were upset with Kiva for attempting to clean it up.
What's the deal with everyone? Why can't they just shut up?
What is your issue? What you did was extremely offensive to me. I'm grieving the loss of my mother. That's a disaster.
Close your mouth. Stop attempting to make me appear terrible when you're the one who unexpectedly took a week off.
Lonnie gave me permission because it was for some crucial personal concerns.
So you took some time off for personal reasons? I believe I misunderstood something. I assumed you didn't show up to work because you had died. That's why I gave you some black flowers.
I told you I was going to my mother's funeral. Take a look at our last week's text messages.
But didn't I tell you to come to work anyway? You should cease prioritizing your personal life over your professional life. I'm your boss, and you should obey every command I issue. Even though I told you to come to work last week, you didn't show up. That meant you died along with your mother, I assumed. You appear to be alive and well right now, which implies you missed a week of work for no apparent reason. I'm firing you for taking a week off.
You're just my supervisor. You do not have the authority to fire me.
I'm actually good friends with the manager of the Human Resources Department. In fact, if you catch my drift, we may be more than just buddies. I can simply get you fired if I want to. All I have to do is go directly to her. You'll be fired before you can say dead mother's funeral.
Even the human resources manager cannot fire an employee arbitrarily. I don't believe you have any reason to fire me. And firing me without pay is immoral and might generate a major problem for the organization.
Please, just shut up. Stop making stuff up. If firing you is going to be difficult, you should simply resign.
What would make me do something like that? It would be completely illogical.
Oh, I just had an idea for why you should be fired. Because of you, those paperwork that required to be generated for that tech business have yet to be finalized.
That is not at all my responsibility. It's your responsibility, and you should have finished it on your own. Perhaps it's your fault for leaving it till the last minute and attempting to impose it on me.
It's not my fault. I assigned you the work, and you completely ignored it. You didn't even try to finish the docs. You've just returned from a week's vacation, which is completely inappropriate. Our company would have lost an essential business partner if I hadn't covered for you and started working on the documentation. We might have lost $30,000 in potential revenue. You must recognize that you made a major error and accept responsibility for it. Inform Lonnie that it is your fault and that you intend to retire as a result.
You're being ridiculous. I'm so sick of having to deal with you. Okay, I'll do as you request. I've decided to leave the company.
Oh, you finally decided to obey my commands. It's time to apologize as well.
No, I will not apologize because I did nothing wrong.
What did you just say?
I'm leaving because of the poisonous work atmosphere I've been subjected to. I can't believe you turned my mother's death into a joke. It was a terrible flavor. Even if it was a joke, you went gone too far with it. I heard that some of our coworkers thought your prank was hilarious. I believe that leaving a location like this would be healthier for my mental health.
Why don't I make you a small gravestone as well? It could be a parting present. I'll give it to you for free because you've been a long-term customer of ours.
That isn't necessary.
Oh, really? I'm sure it'd look lovely with your flowers. Well, now that I know you're going to resign, I don't mind what you say to me. You always got on my nerves and irritated me. Knowing I don't have to see you anymore lifts a great weight off my shoulders.
I had no idea you had such strong feelings for me. Is there any particular reason you found me irritating?
I didn't like how Lonnie kept talking to you. I'm not sure what a youngster like you did to become so friendly with Lonnie. Maybe you bribed her or something, but I know you were just attempting to obtain a promotion that you didn't deserve.
Now I understand. You were merely envious of me. I admired Lonnie and talked to her frequently in order to learn from her.
I don't care what you say any longer. None of that matters because you're leaving regardless. Right now, I can't quit smiling. I believe that my moment has come.
I would quit being so arrogant if I were you. Try to be more cautious in your actions and words.
What do you mean? Stop making me worry because you're envious of me.
So, I'm going to formally quit and leave right now. Then you keep doing what you believe is best for you.
That's fantastic. Don't even think about trying to return. Amity, please stop ignoring my phone calls. Would you please just pick up? I must speak with you immediately. Amity, I insist that you pick up your phone right now.
What is the problem? One phone call is all that is required. Stop bothering me.
What's the matter with you? What have you done, and what have you said about me to Lonnie? Lonnie came to see me after you resigned and was furious. She summoned me to her office, then yelled at me for an hour. She wants me to apologize to you for everything that has transpired. What were your words to her?
I see. I simply told her why I had decided to resign. What's the problem with that?
I'm furious because you withheld secrets from me. Mayor Limited's current CEO is your brother. They are our most essential commercial partner.
He certainly is. What's the point of telling me something I already know? I genuinely don't want to talk to you.
Isn't your late mother the founding CEO of that company? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't feel compelled to discuss it. In fact, I felt it may cause them some much-needed workplace drama, so I opted to keep it all a secret. That is, until I announced my mother's death in the department's group chat.
I didn't have time to check the group chat, therefore I was unaware of it. I would not have done what I did to you if I had known about it.
It's entirely your responsibility for failing to check the group chat. Perhaps you should pay closer attention the next time. In any case, what you did was wrong. You should never make light of someone's death, regardless of who it is.
It was merely a joke. There will be no hard feelings, you understand.
Lonnie said you were also invited to my mother's funeral, correct? Many of her business partners' executives, including CEOs, were invited to her funeral. You turned down the invitation since you didn't realize it was for the burial of our most significant business partner's CEO.
It was not made clear to me that it was for the CEO. I assumed it was for one of their executives or something. I assumed it would be a waste of time.
Well, I'm delighted you didn't show up. The funeral was planned for those who truly cared about her. She was quite enthusiastic about her profession, and all of her business partners with whom she had a connection showed there, so that's all that matters. I don't care if you don't show up.
That's fantastic news! I guess I'll be forgiven then. What a relief! Could you tell Lonnie you're not upset about what I did to you?
Oh, don't get too excited just yet. You might get some more.
What precisely do you mean?
I'm not going to pursue this with you any further. Lonnie, on the other hand, is unlikely to take your joking about my mother's burial and laying black roses on my desk lightly. I heard she intends to penalize you and the other employees who found your prank amusing.
What did you just say? Is she really going to punish me for such a small joke?
It appears to be so. This incident compelled the Human Resources Department to do a more complete investigation into you to determine whether you were truly qualified for your position. It appears that they discovered numerous other issues with your behavior and the way you operate the department. I'm sure there will be other consequences.
What do you mean? This is getting insane.
I hear you've been bragging about how close you are to the Human Resources Manager. You've used it as a threat at times, haven't you?
Well, I thought that was a wonderful approach to maintain some order within the company.
Some of our coworkers believed your threats and were afraid they would be fired. It's also been producing some uncertainty and unwelcome rumors within the organization. The Human Resources Manager claims she has no relationship with you. Except you've been bothering her recently.
It's because she's quite hot and I like her. That's why I told folks we were really close.
So go sell everything to the compliance officer and Lonnie. There's no need to tell me anything else. I'm not interested. I'm leaving at the end of this month after I've used up all of my paid vacation time.
Are you sure you're not going to return?
Lonnie implored me to reconsider and return to work if feasible. I told her about all of our department's problems. I emphasized that the most serious issue is your bullying and harassment of subordinates. I also mentioned that my brother is beginning to wonder whether he should continue to be a business partner with a company that employs people like you. Lonnie ultimately gave up trying to persuade me to stay and told me she would do her best to remedy all of the difficulties. I'll start working as a department manager at my brother's company next month.
What did you just say? Are you going to be a manager right away?
I'm guessing I'll be in charge of this company's account starting next month. If we decide to continue doing business with you.
That cannot be correct.
My brother needs to talk to me right now, so I need to hurry going.
Please wait a moment. I certainly didn't intend for things to turn out this way. After all, it was just a joke. Could you please forgive me and assure Lonnie that I did nothing wrong? Amity, hello! Stop avoiding me! Please, Amity! I beseech you! Please try to persuade Lonnie to lessen my punishment as much as possible. Hello, Amity, why don't you respond to me? I haven't received any red receipts.
Egan was quickly downgraded to a normal employee. He was transferred to a separate department with no female coworkers. He barely avoided being sacked. He stalked and harassed the human resources manager, and she decided to leave the company because she didn't feel safe. After learning of this, Egan appeared despondent. He ended up not smiling when he moved to his new department. It didn't take long for him to start generating problems at his new job. When one of his coworkers' wives stopped by a happy hour one Friday, he apparently fell in love with her. He ended up pestering his coworker by insisting on his wife's presence at all times and requesting her phone number. This was the final draw, and he was fired from the company immediately. He tried to beg pardon, but he was unable to reclaim his position. I'm not sure what occurred next to him. But his reputation has been completely wrecked, and I'm sure he'll have a difficult time finding another work in this industry.